dear friends. I hope you are doing well. Today we are going to discuss the syllabus of GS4 using mnemonics. So, with the help of mnemonics, you can memorize the keywords mentioned in the syllabus. And I request not to have phobia about mnemonics. After watching this video, you will develop philia towards mnemonic. So, Pete, I think you are aware of this word. Before going to this, just have a look on the syllabus which is mentioned in the UPSC notification. This is the syllabus. Fine. This is the 7 chapters and the 8th is the case studies. These 7 chapters I have made mnemonic with the help of this letters. Okay, here we go. Peat. Peatland. Have you heard about this, right? Peatland, it is water saturated area which is rich in carbon because it is composed of dead and decomposed organic matter. Fine. Now coming to this peat. What does P stands for? Public service values, probity. E stands for ethics and human interface, emotional intelligence. A stands for aptitude and foundational values and attitude. T stands for thinkers and philosophers. For using this word, we can remember all the 7 chapters which is mentioned in your GS4 syllabus. Now quickly we will move to just chapter 1. That is human ethics and human interface. So what we'll learn here? One is with respect to concept, like what do you mean by ethics, morals, values? What is the relation between them? What is the difference between them? Then after that, you need to know what are the sources of ethics. What is the importance of ethics in human life? And what is the role of ethics in human action? That means, what will be the consequence? If you have ethics, what consequence you have? And if you don't have ethics, what consequence will you see in the human action? This is the first point. Then second is relationship. In relationship, you need to know what is the role of ethics in public relations and what is the role of ethics in private relations and how ethics help you to balance private and public life. Then moving to the next topic, that is human values. Here you need to learn 2 major things. One is values and all. One is what is the role of parents, teachers, that is educational institutions, and society in inculcating the values. And from where you can learn the values? You can learn the values from the teachings of great reformers, philosophers, and administrators. Fine. In the first chapter, you need to know the concept of ethics, where you will study ethics, moral, values, relation between them, difference between them, types of ethics, approaches to ethics, source of ethics, what is the consequence of ethics in human action, role of ethics in private and public life, private and public relationship, and in human values, what is the role of parents, society, and educational institution in inculcating the human values, and what we can learn from the teachings and lives of great reformers, philosophers, and administrators. This is with respect to chapter 1. Moving to the next chapter, that is attitude. From the attitude chapter, we need to learn the concept of attitude and what is the relation between thought, behavior, and attitude. What is the component of attitude? What are the types of attitude? Then moral and political attitude you need to know. What is social influence and persuasion, which is very important. Fine. These are the few things which you need to learn from the attitude. One is concept mein, you will study the definition, it types, components, relation between behavior, attitude and thought, then moral and political attitude, and social influence and persuasion. Then the third chapter is aptitude and foundational values, which a civil servant have towards the weaker sections. For that, there are 8 key words mentioned in the syllabus of UPSC. Other than that also you need to know, but priority we need to give to those particular keywords which is mentioned in your syllabus. So this is, I have made a mnemonic of those all 8 keywords mentioned in your syllabus, that is Niti code. N stands for non-partisanship. I stands for impartiality. T stands for tolerance. I stands for integrity. C stands for compassion. O stands for objectivity. D stands for dedication to civil service or public service. E stands for empathy. Fine. These are the 8 keywords mentioned in your syllabus. These are the aptitude and foundational values for civil services, which we need to develop towards weaker sections. We need to know, you need to have clarity about this concepts so that you can use these concepts in your answer writing and case studies. Next, we are moving to the 4th chapter, that is emotional intelligence. In emotional intelligence, you need to know the definition of emotional intelligence, what do you mean by it. Then after that, you need to know what are the components involved in emotional intelligence, who gave this concept. Then after that, you need to know the applications of emotional intelligence in administration. Then moving to the next chapter, that is moral thinkers and philosophers. You need to know what are the contribution of these moral thinkers and philosophers from India and the world. Who are those people? And what we can learn from them. What were their contribution? Both philosophers from India and from the world you need to know. 6th chapter is Public Services Values and Ethics in Public Administration. Here you need to know few keywords which is mentioned in the syllabus explicitly. For that, I have made a mnemonic. You need to remember this. This mnemonic will help you to memorize those keywords mentioned in the syllabus. So I have made a mnemonic, give it to DC. I have said one thing in my earlier videos as well. Wherever I am using small letters like this, I have used this just to make a simple sentence or to make a word. You can consider it as an appendix, which is there in the body, but it has no function. Here, give it to DG and AC. Give information to Director General and Assistant Commissioner. In that way you can remember. Okay? Give the information to Director General and Assistant Commissioner. So what does G stands for? Guidance. G stands for guidance. I stands for issues. V stands for values. D stands for dilemma. G stands for governance. A is accountability. C is corporate governance. So here, what does this guidance means? Ethical guidance, ethical issues, ethical values, ethical dilemma, ethical governance, accountability, corporate governance. Other than this also you have few other things, status and problem. Those things are there in this chapter, but these are the words which you need to remember. If you have strong ethical values, so ethical values is very important. Before going to this, just what do you mean by ethical guidance? What should be the source for ethical guidance? Means for this, the source is laws, rules, regulations, and conscience. These are the sources for ethical guidance, ethical issues, ethical values, ethical dilemma, ethical governance, accountability, corporate governance. You need to have strong ethical values because it will help you to resolve ethical issues. It will help you in ethical guidance. Even it will help you to resolve the problems arising from ethical dilemma. Even it will help you to it will help you in ethical governance. Then in all aspect, if you strengthen these ethical values, it will help you in one or the other way. So these are the keywords which you need to remember: ethical guidance, ethical issues, ethical values, ethical dilemma, ethical governance. Then accountability and corporate governance. Fine. Now moving to the last chapter mentioned in your syllabus is probity in governance. Again, it has many keywords which you need to remember. So I have made a mnemonic for this as well. Cow, PQRS. You can remember cow name is, or cow is PQRST. Cow name is PQRSTU. 6 words mentioned here. There are C, 4 times we will use C, 1 time W, and this is a small letter just to make a sentence. Is it easy for you? Now we will see the abbreviation of these words. C stands for Code of Conduct, Code of Ethics, Citizen Charter, Challenges of Corruption. Okay? Then coming to the PQRSTU, it stands for Probity in Governance, Quality of Service Delivery, Right to Information, Sharing of Information and Transparency, Utilization of Funds. If you want, you can add one more, that is Social Audit. Okay? So, if you want me to revise quickly, in probity governance, you need to remember these keywords: Code of Conduct, Code of Ethics, Citizen Charter, Challenges of Corruption. Then probity, philosophical basis of probity, quality of service delivery, right to information, sharing of information and transparency, utilization of fund, social audit. Now we have completed the syllabus. Are you feeling it easy to remember the syllabus? Pause the video and try to recall all we studied right now. If you want me to revise it quickly, we can revise it quickly by seeing the first page. I will tell you how to revise whole things. See, this is the first page, right? So, public services values. In public services value, I had made one mnemonic, which is that give it to DC. Give it to DG and AC, right? Ethical guidance, issues, values, dilemma, governance, accountability and corporate governance. Probity, here again one more mnemonic we have: cow, PQRSTU. Code of Ethics, Code of Conduct, Citizen Charter, Challenges to Corruption, Work Culture. Then P, Probity, Quality of Service Delivery, Right to Information, Sharing of Information and Transparency, Utilization of Fund, Social Audit, etc. In the first chapter, Ethics and Human Interface, you need to know the concept of ethics, moral, values, the relation, difference, source of ethics, consequence of ethics, types of ethics, approaches to ethics, then relationship, role of ethics in public and private relation, then human values, role played by parents, society in inculcating the human values, what are the lessons we need to learn from the teachings of great personalities, then emotional intelligence mein concept and its application in administration, attitude, what are the concept of attitude, relation between attitude and behavior, types of attitude, components of attitude, moral and physical attitude, then social influence and persuasion you need to remember there. Here in aptitude and foundational value I had given a mnemonic for you, that is Niti code. So what does it stands for? Non-partiality, non-partisanship, impartiality, tolerance, integrity, compassion, objectivity, dedication, empathy. See, this is tolerance. And this is transparency. Remember this one. Don't get confused. Fine. Now thinkers and philosophers, their contribution from India and the world, you need to remember. So this is how you can remember the syllabus of ethics in easy way. These keywords are very important. You need to give priority for these keywords. Along with that, you need to remember other keywords as well. In this way, we completed the syllabus of GS4. If you like this video, then subscribe my channel and share the video to your near and dear ones, because it gives me motivation to make more videos. Thank you for listening me patiently. Have a nice day ahead.